I stepped off the train in Tokyo, and I swear, I traveled 25 years into the future. While the rest of the world is still in 2024, Japan is already living in 2050. And what I saw there completely blew my mind. Stick around, because what I'm about to show you will change how you see technology forever. Picture this. I'm standing in a Tokyo convenience store at 2 a.m. There's not a single worker in sight. No cashier. No one stocking shelves. Just me, a wall of perfectly arranged snacks, and a robot quietly gliding past me restocking drinks. I grabbed a sandwich, scanned it myself, paid with my phone by just hovering it over a sensor, and walked out. The whole thing took 30 seconds. No lines, no waiting, no human interaction needed. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just a store. This is the future. And Japan, they are already living in it while the rest of us are still catching up. Before I go any further, can I ask you something? If you're enjoying this journey into Japan's incredible future, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. This is a brand new channel, and your support means everything. Like this video, share it with someone who loves travel and technology, and let's grow this community together. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next on this channel. Now, let's get back to the mind-blowing stuff I discovered in Japan. The next morning, I decided to take the famous Shinkansen, the bullet train. Now, I'd heard about these trains before, but hearing about something and experiencing it are two completely different things. I checked my watch as the train pulled into the station. It arrived at exactly 10:47 a.m. Not 10:46, not 10:48, exactly 10:47. The average delay on these trains? 18 seconds per year. Let me repeat that, 18 seconds per year. Meanwhile, in my home country, trains can be delayed by 18 minutes and nobody even blinks. But in Japan, being late by even 1 minute makes national news. But here's the crazy part, the speed. This train reached 320 kilometers per hour, and I barely felt a thing. No shaking, no loud noises. I placed a coin on the edge of the tray table, and it didn't move an inch. I could have been sitting in my living room. That's how smooth it was. And while we were zooming past cities and mountains at insane speeds, I looked around and saw businessmen working on laptops, students studying, and an elderly woman peacefully sleeping. This wasn't just transportation. This was art. Then I went to a restaurant, and that's when things got even weirder. I walked in, and instead of a waiter coming to my table, a little robot on wheels rolled up to me. It had a cute face on its screen, and it said "Welcome" in a cheerful voice. It guided me to my seat, and when I sat down, I noticed there was a tablet on the table. I ordered my food by tapping pictures on the screen. No need to speak to anyone. 10 minutes later, another robot brought my food to the table, perfectly balanced on its tray. It even said "Enjoy your meal," before rolling away. I sat there eating my ramen, watching robots serve other customers, and I thought, is this real life? But it's not just about robots and fast trains. It's about how Japan thinks about the future differently than everyone else. I visited a public restroom in a shopping mall. Yes, a public restroom, and I couldn't believe what I saw. The toilet seat was heated. There was a control panel on the wall with more buttons than my TV remote. There were sounds to cover up, well, you know, bathroom sounds. Some toilets even analyze your health and give you a report. A toilet. Analyzing your health. I stood there thinking, we're worried about basic plumbing in some parts of the world, and Japan has toilets that act like doctors. Walking through the streets of Tokyo, I noticed something else that seemed small but was actually huge: the vending machines. Japan has over 5 million vending machines. That's one vending machine for every 25 people. But these aren't your regular vending machines that just sell soda and chips. Oh no, these machines sell hot meals, fresh eggs, umbrellas, ties, batteries, and even live crabs. Yes, you read that right, live crabs in a vending machine. And here's the kicker, every single one of these machines works perfectly. I never saw a single out-of-order sign. Not one. In Japan, even the vending machines don't take days off. Then I discovered something that absolutely fascinated me. The elderly people in Japan are more tech-savvy than young people in many other countries. I watched a 75-year-old grandmother use her smartphone to pay for groceries, check train schedules, and even video call her grandchildren, all without any help. Why? Because Japan knew their population was aging, so they designed technology that elderly people could actually use. They didn't leave anyone behind. They brought everyone into the future together. That's not just smart, that's beautiful. One evening, I experienced something that perfectly captured Japan's obsession with precision and respect. I went to a baseball game in Tokyo. The game ended, and 40,000 people started leaving the stadium. I expected chaos, pushing, shoving, people yelling. But instead, complete order. Everyone lined up calmly. Nobody cut in line. Nobody pushed. People even picked up their trash and threw it away before leaving. The stadium was cleaner after the game than before it started. I stood there in shock, watching thousands of people move like a perfectly choreographed dance. This wasn't just about being polite. This was a culture that had mastered living together in harmony. Let me tell you about Japanese customer service, because this absolutely blew my mind. I bought a small souvenir from a shop, just a tiny keychain that cost about $3. The shopkeeper wrapped it like it was a precious diamond. She folded the paper perfectly, tied it with a ribbon, placed it in a bag, and then she bowed. She bowed to thank me for my $3 purchase. I walked out of that store feeling like royalty. In Japan, it doesn't matter if you spend $3 or $3,000, you get treated with the same level of respect and care. They've turned customer service into an art form. But here's what really got me thinking. Japan isn't just advanced in technology. They are advanced in how they think about life. I visited a small town outside Tokyo, and I saw something incredible. There was a tiny garden next to a parking lot. Someone had carefully planted flowers, arranged stones, and created this peaceful little space in the middle of concrete and cars. Nobody had to do that. There was no law requiring it. But someone did it anyway because they believed that beauty matters. Even in small spaces. Even where nobody might notice. That's the Japanese mindset. Make everything beautiful, even the things people might not see. I also learned about something called Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. Japanese companies don't just want to be good. They want to be better every single day. A factory worker in Japan isn't just doing their job. They are constantly thinking, how can I do this better? How can I make this more efficient? How can I improve by even 1%? And when millions of people think like this every single day, you don't just improve, you leap into the future. That's how Japan went from a country destroyed by war in 1945 to one of the most advanced nations on Earth in just a few decades. Here's something that really surprised me: Japan's relationship with nature and technology. Most countries think you have to choose one or the other. But Japan, they said, why not both? I visited parks where ancient temples stood right next to modern skyscrapers. I saw Zen gardens with carefully raked gravel inside buildings filled with cutting-edge technology. They built their cities around sacred trees instead of cutting them down. Japan proved that you can race into the future without destroying your past. You can have bullet trains and cherry blossoms. You can have robots and respect for tradition. They didn't abandon their soul to become modern. They brought their soul with them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is Japan perfect? Of course not. No country is. They have challenges too. Long working hours, pressure on students, natural disasters like earthquakes. But here's the difference. When Japan faces problems, they don't ignore them or make excuses. They engineer solutions. They had devastating earthquakes, so they built buildings that can dance with the tremors instead of falling down. They had too many cars in cities, so they created the best public transportation system on Earth. They had an aging population, so they invented robots to help care for the elderly. Problem, solution. That's the Japanese way. So how did Japan get to 2050 before the rest of the world? It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was a combination of respect, discipline, continuous improvement, and a belief that small details matter. It was about bringing everyone along on the journey, young and old, rich and poor. It was about never being satisfied with good enough and always asking, how can we do this better? Japan taught me that the future isn't just about having cool technology. It's about using that technology to make life better for everyone. And that's a lesson the whole world needs to learn. After seeing what I saw in Japan, I can't help but wonder, what if every country thought like this? What if we all aimed not just to reach tomorrow, but to create a tomorrow worth reaching? Japan isn't just living in 2050, they are showing us all how to get there.